Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust.
Earlier in the summer, we did a video reviewing the Cadac Safari Chef 30 barbecue grill system, and we did say that we would follow it up with some of our favourite recipes that we have cooked while we've been on the Shetland and Orkney Islands.
So while we were on the road, in our own particular style, we've collected together 5 of our favourite recipes. Please bear with us because we, A, not expert cooks, and B, we're certainly no good at filming it, but hopefully you'll get a flavour of how versatile the Cadac system is. And then after that, we've got a little treat. One of the things we love the most about the Cadac is its versatility and the fact that you can cook all of those favourite dishes that you have at home, and you can do them just as quickly in the van, on the Cadac, out in the great outdoors. So one of the recipes I want to take you through is just a really simple chicken fajitas, and we are going to use the flat top. The flat top is the easiest thing to cook with. You just need to put a little bit of oil on and then you are set to go. And in terms of the fajitas, it's just really simple. We slice our peppers and then cook them off first so that they are done and nice and soft, and then we pop them in a bowl to the side. We slice our chicken when we're on the road really thin, because the last thing you want is undercooked chicken, and then fry off the chicken, spice it up with the spice mix that comes in the pack, and then we tend to combine the chicken and the peppers just to make sure that they have one final cook through. We then use the flexibility of the Cadac to make sure that we can warm up the fajitas. So we then just pop the fajitas on the hot plate, pop the lid on, and it literally acts like an oven. And then before you know it, you have got home cooked chicken fajitas, but it's on the road.
Okay, so I'm on breakfast duty this morning. We have got sausages that we're cooking on the Cadac barbecue, and we're going to have some bacon, eggs, griddle off the tomatoes to make our own sort of fresh tomato sauce, and we are using up the tortillas that we had left over from last night so we can have some breakfast burritos. What a way to start a Sunday morning. So we're 10 days into our campervan trip on the Shetland Islands, and our food stocks are running a little bit low, but one of our favourite go-to dishes when we're on the road is our kind of version of paella. We haven't got all the ingredients, so we have found a great little shop on the island, and we have got some chicken, we've got some pepperoni, we've got paella rice and a pepper and just a chicken stock cube to make it a bit more tasty, and so much better when we can cook it outside on the Cadac. It's a pretty foolproof recipe, so Richard has let me loose cooking tonight, and it is really easy. We first just fry off a little bit of the pepperoni with some olive oil because it gives the flavours into the oil, and then fry off some diced chicken. Once that's all nice and cooked, we add the pepper to it so it goes nice and soft. Just add the rice and let it simmer in the chicken stock, and hopefully 25 minutes later, we will have a tasty rice dish. So we're almost done. Just my last little trick is that I turn the heat up so that I get nice crispy bits on the bottom, which are my favourite bits, and we'll enjoy.
Hi, so I want to take you through my favourite burger recipe. Now, it would have been dead simple to buy burgers from the supermarket, but where's the fun in that? And just the way as I'm a bit of a coffee snob, I'm also a bit of a burger snob. This recipe is based on a Red's True Barbecue recipe, and there's been a few tweaks over the years, but it is definitely one of my favourites. I've got to try and remember all the steps so I can put the B-roll over the top of it, but here we go. So you start with quite a fatty beef, and then you're not going to try and add too many things to it. But the secret ingredient, apart from keeping it as simple as possible, is actually bacon. So I'm going to chop up some bacon and mix it in with the mince, and then we're just going to add a little bit of this dead cow shake spice, which is quite fiery, so it only needs a little bit, and some salt. And we're just going to make those patties up, and then they go straight on the grill. But before we do that, we have got to fry off some onions, because burgers it's really important, I think, to have fried onions and also raw onions. Jackie disagrees on that, but we're in this life to disagree. And I'll also be frying off some bacon. So once the bacon's fried, once the onions are fried, we'll then put the burger patties on the griddle and cook them through, and then the magic really does start to happen, because when the burgers are just about finished. You're just going to put a drizzle of barbecue sauce. You're then going to put the cooked onions on top. You're then going to put some cooked bacon on top of that. You're then going to put some really cheap burger cheese on top of that, and then you are going to put at the top of the burger patty, which are really good because they are long life for in the van. That goes on top, and then the lid of the barbecue goes on top, and it all just gets moist and lovely. And then you can construct your burgers. Told you it was complicated. Hopefully you'll have some footage over the top of all of this and it'll all make perfect sense. And we'll go from there.
So it's our last night on the Shetland Islands and it's been a really wild and windy day. We are going to cook something that's really quick and easy today because the Cadac's not the best in the wild wind conditions. So we've gone for Philly cheesesteaks, which is one of Richard's all-time favourites. Really, really simple and really quick to do. We have got some nice just frying steaks that we will slice quite thinly so that we can just fry them off really quickly. And then we are going to fry up some onions with some peppers. And we found in the cupboard some tasty dead cow shake that I'm just going to add for a little bit of flavour and taste to go with it. Once it's all fried and cooked, we are going to toast this bread on the, as Richard likes to say, dirty hot plate, because he likes the fact that it soaks up any juices that are left and it just makes the bread a little bit crispy inside. And then we're going to put it back into the barbecue, but use it almost like an oven back on the hot plate with the mixture of the steak and the peppers and the onions and our secret ingredient, the cheapest plastic cheese that we can find. Throw back to us being in America quite a lot when the kids were little. We just love having Philly cheesesteaks with a bit of plastic cheese melted on the top in the little oven there, and we're ready to go.
So after seeing those clips, you'll probably very much be in agreement with us that after a number of years of really heavy usage of the Cadac, and whenever we're out in the van, we use it most of the time, it's looking pretty battered. And when we did our review video as well, we had to be open and say it got pretty battered.
It did, yeah. The grill that we've been using had just come to the end of its life expectancy. I think we'd used it for a good 6 years and it does not like barbecue sauce, and we'd got to the point where we couldn't clean it. So one of our lovely subscribers, in fact I think two of our lovely subscribers, sent messages to Cadac to say that we'd done this review video, and when we got back from the Shetland Islands we had a lovely little goodie box waiting for us. So thank you Basingstoke, that's all we know you as I'm afraid, and Jay Shearer, that both said they'd sent messages.
And we're really shocked because this has never happened to us before. It's like, wow, we've got something. It's like gifted. How strange. But we had a lovely package.
Yes, they sent us a new grill because ours was pretty manky. So we have got a lovely brand new spanking grill, and it's got its own little bag to keep it in. And they also sent us a little silicone tray that we can put the grill in to soak, and a lovely little brush that we can give it a scrub with. So hopefully barbecue sauce will no longer be our nemesis. Thank you Cadac UK as well.
And I think also that Jackie's little wish list came absolutely complete because they must have seen the video as well, because they also sent the really versatile paella pan. So what we want to do today is to try and use the paella pan for the first time, cook something up, see how it goes, and then report back. And hopefully our videoing of cooking might just get a little bit better this time around.
So the recipe that I found is hopefully a little bit different to all the other things that we cooked while we were on the Shetland Islands. It is a creamy chicken and prosciutto ham one pot dish. It's got lentils in it and some garlic and some onions. And then hopefully, although it is starting to rain, we'll also be able to make some barbecued bread that we do love making. And now we've got a lovely new griddle, we thought we'd have another go. Okay, so before we start doing anything else, I need to get the bread mix prepped. We have bought a packet mix because it's just so much easier to do in the van. All we need to do is pour it into a bowl, make a well, and pour in 320 mils of water, and then give it a really good knead for a good 5 minutes. We've got a wooden chopping board that they will then just give it a bit of a knead on there as well, and leave it to rise for 20 minutes. So the first job is getting the chicken and the prosciutto. The chicken needs to be cut into smaller pieces because I want to make sure it cooks properly, and just wrap the prosciutto around it and then just fry that off for about 6 minutes, just making sure it's nicely cooked, and put it to one side on a plate just to set while we get the rest of the ingredients cooked off. The next job is to slice up all of the onions and the garlic and just fry them off until they're nice and soft and translucent. At that point we're going to add in some cream, and the tin of lentils that's been drained, and a teaspoon of Dijon mustard just to give it a bit of flavour, and also a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to give that a really, really good stir around, and then I'm going to put a big handful of spinach in it. This is my concession to being healthy, and it's got a little bit of veg in it. I've also chopped up a little bit of spinach that I'm going to sprinkle on right at the end. So once all of that's nicely wilted after a couple of minutes, all we have to do is put the chicken back into the pan, a squeeze of lemon juice for flavouring, leave it just for another minute or two so that it can warm the chicken back up again, and hopefully serve it with the bread that we will have cooked. How cool was that? The new Paella pan just acted like a great big frying pan with a lid on it. It was fab.
I think its flexibility is going to be great, and we can't wait to start cooking some more stuff in it. And also, don't underestimate the power of bread on the barbecue, because it's an absolute game changer.
The recipe that we've just cooked with the Paella pan is actually one we've not tried before. It was one that I saw when I was thinking of what we could cook, and it was lovely. It's definitely something that we will add to our little repertoire as well. It was really easy.
So as you can probably see, the British summer caught up with us. It's gone a little bit cold. We hope you've enjoyed our summer of cooking. It was just a few of our favourites, just to give you an idea of the versatility of the Cadac barbecue system that we love and we've used for donkey's years.
So this is one of our last summer outings, actually, because we've got a couple of weeks in Florida and then we fly out to Thailand. So I don't think we'll be using the Cadac after all of that until next year now.
But we are really interested if you've got any favourite recipes that you like cooking on your barbecue system, because we always want to pinch good recipes. But apart from that, that's it from us. So see you later. Bye.
Bye.